Well, back in March 2018, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, metastatic, and it was stage 4. So that was a little bit of a shock. And I went in to see an oncologist and started a program of chemo and radiotherapy. But at the time, we had a great friend of my wife had heard of Dr. Joe and sent us a link to the London Reel, the first interview, and said, "You've got to see this. This might be something you want to have a look at." So I watched it and liked it. And before we decided whether we wanted to learn anything more, she had bombarded us with a few more YouTube videos, a bunch of testimonials, and we were like eating them up. So we thought we better investigate this a bit further. So we went online and we found the Progressive Workshop, bought some DVDs, bought some books, and Toronto was being flagged up as being a possible target for us to attend. We went to Toronto, had a fantastic time. I was very fortunate to have a healing position given to me, and the whole experience was just amazing, and felt very positive by the time we came back home again that something good had actually happened. But you know, with the cancer, you don't know until you see the results. I do remember having a conversation with Maria Jose, who was with us in Toronto, almost visualizing a conversation with my oncologist, saying, this is what he's going to say. He's going to say, "I don't believe it, this is fantastic." And we did. We went for the follow-up meeting, which was actually 2 weeks after Toronto. Told him everything was feeling good. We had to do a complete re-scanning, a bone scan, PET scan, CT scan, everything to see what had happened. And we were booked in for a meeting which was effectively to confirm the next round of treatment. And we got there and he said, "Just sit down a minute." He said, "This is crazy." He said, everything has just stopped. The lymph nodes had reduced, the lesions on the prostate had disappeared, the bone with cancer on the hips had stopped, significant decrease, significant regression, the resolution in some cases, which was a great word to hear, and even no change, which was positive. So basically, the whole disease had been stopped in its tracks and had been pulled backwards a little bit. And 6 months later, same deal. It's just nothing happening. I had the follow-up scans all the way through. In fact, I was told last time I went to see the oncologist, he said, "I don't need to see you. Come back in 6 months' time just for the routine check." So, very pleased with that. Very pleased with that indeed. Wow. And I think the best words I've heard were when we had the follow-up visit, when we did the scan results. He just went to his computer and he typed in "treatment complete," enter. And we did a really good high five with him. He's a good guy. We told him what we've been doing, and he was interested. You know, he didn't give it the medical purr. So he was realistic about what we've been doing and said, whatever it is, just keep doing it. Lelia, my wife, and I sat down when we heard the news originally and we said, we're going to beat this. And it was just a switch of attitude then. Bit of diet change, totally positive attitude, realistic positive attitude, not just rah-rah. And we hooked into Dr. Joe, and I think all in, yeah, I mean, we are. We listen to what he says, and we learn. And I can't believe, you know, it's amazing you come back to, it's only my second week long here, but you just pick up so much more every time you listen to him on tape, you're listening to him on the stage, and you just got to go back and do it again, and read the books, and read them again, because you always miss something first time round. It's not an unusual thing to say, possibly, but in one way I'm very glad that I got cancer, because without the cancer I would never have come across Dr. Joe, and that's a great advantage.